Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly Witcher Master. That one's still a work in progress for today, because today we are carrying on with our ongoing campaign playing our Talsorian's very cool dark fantasy RPG, The Witcher, named after the same video game slash TV series slash novel series of the same name. And with me today are the stars of our ongoing campaign, which is currently in the Season of Ravens arc. I'll go the order I've got you guys on the screen here. Why don't you tell us who you are and who you're playing today. First up is Sean.
Hey, I'm playing Werzium, the Witcher. He is from the Viper School, and I think he's currently wounded, if I remember correctly.
In the midst of healing, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry, you got an incredibly accomplished physician who's traveling with you. And Robert, where? Robert? Uh-oh. You may be in trouble here. Next up is James.
So I'm playing Selena of Sidaris, who's a 13-year-old thief who's wondering if the old witch is going to survive much longer. Watching with interest from the bush.
And last but certainly not least is Will.
Hi, I'm Will. I'm playing Sindite. He is a elf mage.
Nice. So Will was not able to join us last time, so who would like to tell Will what he missed? Let's see if I've got any visual aids for you here.
The short version is getting stabbed, but
yeah, we were traveling and ran into. Did Will miss anything prior to the travel?
I think Will might have missed 2 sessions.
Yeah,
actually, yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, because he was
I'm
traveling.
going to struggle a little for 2 sessions ago, so anyone need to jump in and at least get me started on 2 sessions ago.
2 sessions ago is when you guys began.
Started our journey, right?
That's correct.
We headed off into the bush, and on one dark night, 2 of you were sitting by the fire, and 1 was sitting suspiciously in a bush when we got ambushed, and two of us got grievously injured while taking out these banditos.
We learned a valuable lesson, which is taking a crossbow bolt to the dome is not good for you, particularly when you're the doctor.
Yeah, headshots, meaningful.
Yeah. So our heroes suffered injuries, and because they were affecting, I think it was because you guys were combination of it affected your combat effectiveness, and because of your what was it? Maybe that was it. Oh, because you needed the time to actually allow your wounds to heal. The guys decided to take themselves off of, or the party took themselves off the road and set up a temporary camp. And I'll kick it back to the party once again. What happened after that?
Yeah, because I think the 2 wounded ones were patching themselves up and resting and trying to not exert too much, while Selena was off practicing her woodcraft, which was a bit of a surprise for a city girl, but getting her arms around it. But had also spotted a fire off in the distance.
She got bored.
So
she just needed something to do. Yeah.
Bored of the old folks. So
yeah.
she headed off. It was a couple of miles, I think.
Yeah.
In the dark through the forest, and then saw a group of. It appeared to be, Aboriginal people, perhaps a war band even, who were camped around the fire, but deciding that discretion was the better part of valor. She then headed back. And camped overnight, I think, got a little bit lost, and in the morning encountered a rather scary super werewolf. Yeah, a scary pooch. Where she successfully disappeared into a bush again and hid. While it disappeared, went off and hunted down some other poor soul.
Cleverly masking her scent as well.
Yeah, the wonders of Basil.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we ended up, right? I came back to the camp,
Yeah, and there was some discussion of
and
what to
the
do.
three of us were together.
So then, on this morn, we're still at the night, aren't we? Or is this?
Well, I guess it must be in the morning because
I was thinking the morning.
camped
It was the morning
overnight,
camp.
right?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah. So Werzium, all of your wounds have healed. Do you remember if we healed you for
I
the
want to say
morning?
the ribs have healed. I had 2 injuries. The ribs healed and the spleen had not yet.
The spleen had, because of the doctor using something else. There was some thing he used that halved the healing time for that. So both your spleen and ribs healed at the same time.
Okay.
And there was a from the overnight. You'll also, I believe, gain your recovery back in hit points.
All of my hit points?
No, you gave your recovery stat back.
Oh, I'm sorry. Recovery,
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
You were using the word with capital R, not small r.
Yeah,
Recovery.
exactly.
Gotcha. Yep.
So I have to be clear on this dictation.
Yeah. Deposition almost. feels like,
Exactly.
you know, kind of
Open quote, capital R,
Right.
recovery, end
Right.
quote, full stop.
Let the record show.
Spelling any proper names. Then what? So you're feeling a little bit better, and Sindith, you feel like you've been dreaming your day away. Yeah. So you guys are up. What would you guys like to do next? So Selena's brought you word of that out there. There's this camp, and it appears, and I believe, Werzium, you had some pretty useful insight into werewolves as well.
You know, and wasn't there something about where they came? See, northern tribes. Let's see. They probably know these forests and would know druids that would be helpful about learning about the creatures. So if by chance,
yes, the
right?
only curious thing about it was that the those creatures, they're generally, it's full moon is usually when those are active, and it was a new moon last night.
So perhaps the inference is that they could be helpful if we could,
I don't
liaison.
think that was the inference I was implying, at least. Those things, they're not necessarily hostile, but what Selena saw looks more like a warband than an exploratory thing. So that you infer from that purpose what you will. And the thing that you recalled about druids was that they can shapeshift as well. They have the one of their magical gifts is that they're able to transform themselves. Whether they can transform themselves into werewolves is an open question. But yeah, so you certainly could try and approach them. Who knows? Whether they will be hostile. As far as you can tell, they haven't attacked anyone yet.
I mean, they haven't had a chance. So,
Yeah,
There may be
that's
that
always
as well.
the first.
I don't know.
It's
Let's
a tricky
see.
one.
And then,
Quite scary.
yeah, and then of course is where we're headed. I mean, this isn't even our actual
No,
job.
you still have like
We're
5 or 6 days until you. Yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to get somewhere that we were hired to do to clear out a town of a curse, I believe. So there's that hasn't really, because of the current situation, hasn't gotten much. But that's the overlay.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast a spell on Werzium to try and heal him up.
Oh, sure. What are you thinking?
Magical healing.
So magical healing, you need to do multiple for critical injuries. You need to actually cast multiple times on it.
Okay.
But you're just looking to heal just to his hit points or his health points.
Yeah, I'm basically getting his hit points, trying to get them back up.
Okay,
That's
let
the
me
main
just
thing
quickly
I'm
look at
doing.
the spell.
Sure.
Because I can't remember if there's any restrictions for like when it can be used.
Oh yeah, I don't think there is, but
I don't think so either. But I'll just for ease
That's
of and magical healing. Here we go. Oh, nice. Yeah. So it's just a matter of 1d10 rounds. Or 3 hit points per round. So yeah, go ahead. Nice. Oh, so you just have to roll 1d10.
Oh, I thought it. My bad. Wait a minute. I think I'm trying to remember this.
That'll be how many rounds? Oh, you don't. You don't need to make a spellcasting roll. Like your auto.
I couldn't remember. It's been a minute since I've played this.
No problem.
Oh crap! Oh,
So you'll gain 9 back from that casting. So you'll lose 5 stamina, but you'll gain 9 back. Where's him?
I get 9. Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, I think you can recast that and then just rest again, if you like, because your stamina. You just need a couple of minutes to recover your stamina.
Okay. Yeah. So I can definitely cast that again. Holy crap!
2, so 6 more.
That's close to topped off, though.
Yes.
That gets you to like 38, right?
Oops.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's what you need. That's what it got into.
That's
Yeah,
magical
32.
healing.
You guys ever seen Akira? So you could do it one more time if you like. I mean, you've got the time to rest afterwards. Yeah. I mean, you really basically can heal Wurzium all the way up to full.
Is anyone getting this telegraph that Wurzium needs to be at full strength?
I know, right?
I'm only pointing out, like it's funny is I was talking to someone on Twitter about that, about PF2, because like when I first started running PF2, I was really skeptical of the ability to use lay on hands. Basically, like as long as you get 10 minutes, you can always top up your party as long as you've got enough time to rest up between. It's unlimited healing. I'm like, this is bullshit. And it wasn't until later I'm like, no, it's how the game's supposed to work. Like if you've got the time going in, why would you go in, down? You use up other resources that matter. You don't use up your hit points. So it's just, and it's similar here. Magical healing seems to be that you can if you've got a mage in your party, you can reliably have all of your. If you've got the time for them to recover, you can reliably go into any fight with full hit or health points. But it's the doctor who is more proficient and better at setting those critical wounds and long-term wounds. So both have sort of an important role without stepping on each other's. You can do that with magic as well too, but it's riskier because you're running the risk of a flat. What do you call it? The feedback or whatever. Mm-hmm. Chaos mishap. Oh, you wanted that leg healed, not blown off? I'm so sorry. I think I forgot to carry it too. Now, what do you guys intend on doing today? Wurzium, you're feeling. Like with Sindive's magic, you're feeling completely fit as a fiddle. And with Dr. Gravex ministrations from before.
Are we going to go near these tribes people, or are we going to try and avoid it?
I mean, so we have our job that we're on our way to, and yet we have a bit of a mystery and of what this was that you encountered last night, Selena.
Or maybe we try and get as far away from both of them as possible.
Especially interesting that, obviously it's suspicious that it came on a full moon, that it may not even be, we may not even be able to encounter it until the next full moon.
New moon. It came on a new moon. Normally they come on a full moon. That's the thing that tweaked you to be like, what is going on here? Because werewolves typically appear on the full moon. It was a new moon last night.
I mean, if we did not make contact with them, what are our choices? Make contact with them, avoid everyone, and go to our job. What would we do besides that? Those two things.
Or just get back on head back onto our main task, I guess.
Yeah. So either head back to the main task or make contact with them. And if we didn't do either of those two, I don't know if even hunting it at this point makes sense if we suspect that it's such a intermittent creature. I am quite curious about it. It would be difficult to leave it behind. We may have to come back to it, but...
Well, we did talk as well about what you expected. I think it's cursed oil is what, and silver, what werewolves are typically vulnerable to, because you rolled quite well on that that check.
Silver, you said, and cursed oil.
Yes, silver, cursed oil.
So silver sword would be helpful here.
There's also something called moon dust bombs. And what that does is, for a typical cursed werewolf, it will interfere with their ability to regenerate. You got a moon dust bomb on your encumbrance, on your character sheet, right?
I mean, I've had a dozen. I mean, I didn't know what to do with them.
I gave him away to a guy named Chuck. I don't know what. What's that?
I traded away to try to get that mutagen fixed. That never worked out. Let's see, cursed oil. And whether, Selena, do you recall seeing anyone that? Did you get close enough to detect whether anyone looked like a druid in their midst?
I wasn't really looking, so they all just they had their strange tattoo, and they seemed to mixed group, but no children, so it looked like it was something a little bit more aggressive.
Do you remember there was also two kind of strong pieces of iconography they were doing as well, that in that kind of quasi, Celtic, Nordic style, a mix of some kind of bird, dark colored from the feathers that were incorporated into some of the headdresses, a crow or a raven, and wolves.
Yep. And you, I think I told you, but you didn't recognize it. I think.
Sindaith, with you here, you can give us. Let's see here. I think this will be. I think an education check, please.
Okay.
$19. Okay. That doesn't ring a bell for you either, unfortunately.
Okay.
So.
And I think, Selena, did you possibly say, or did we infer that these northern tribes speak a guttural language we don't know?
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's a problem.
So it didn't seem related to.
If we're going to approach them, that would be obviously an issue for that option. Guess I'm tempted to come back. I don't. If there was some very obvious course of action here, then I think I would be tempted to take it, to dispatch with this situation, to satisfy my curiosity and be able to move on. But I don't know what that is, and so suffering for a clear move of action here, I'm tempted to take our overall clear move of action and get on with it and get to our job and come back to investigate this. What say you? All.
I think that's a good idea.
Okay.
Okay. So then, you guys pack your stuff up. It is, I think I've got. Let's see here. I do. The terrain that you're moving through. Oh no, you all died. Oh wait, you're back. Here we go. That was a close one, guys. My goodness.
GM Games.
Let's see here. Have I got? Okay. Let me just set something up here quickly.
That's never good.
No. It rarely is.
Right.
Okay. Oh, love it. Okay. So, forgive me, I was switching one thing over for another thing. I've got like favorite illustrations I've used in past for things, and thank God, about 50% of the time, Kev from previous sessions has remembered to change the names of the images so I can actually search for them. It did work out this time, so
Nice.
yeah. So, you guys managed to. Well, let's get this. Who's going to give us a survival check, a wilderness survival check?
Shall I give it a go? I'm busy practicing.
I think we're equal, I want to say. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, up to you.
Oh, no, if you've been practicing, maybe you're better.
Well, I don't think I'm just practicing so that next time we can use our points, I can do it. Where am I? Yeah, because actually, my wilderness is just my intelligence of 10. I've got no points in it.
Yeah.
So have you got that thing?
I am a combined 10, 4 skills, 6 stat.
Ah.
Oh
So,
no!
same
So
result.
that?
You've just admitted to Selena that she is smarter than you.
No, I've admitted to James. I have not admitted to Selena.
Yeah, I know.
clear.
He admitted
Let's be clear.
to James that he's smarter
Even
than us
your
now.
quad-
Selena figured it out years ago.
Even your quasi-adopted kids, it is never a good idea to give them that impression.
Only James. Just James.
Okay, so difficulty. Where's my DM screen here? No. All right. Yeah, that's good enough. So you're able to, Selena, kind of take the lead, and you're nimbly kind of trotting your way down. Would everyone give us? I believe is it awareness in this game?
Yeah,
yeah.
awareness.
Yeah. Okay. Slowly learning. Give us an
Yeah.
awareness check, please. Everybody.
Oh my gosh.
Whoa, there's that fumble. Getting that one out of your system. That's good.
Yeah, hopefully.
Selena, you were fairly confident. I don't know what's distracting Sindaith about this. I think you had a dream last night, Sindaith, that you can't quite. It's a vision of you were being harried by something, and you can't quite remember what that was. I think you're maybe just you feel it was about this forest as well, but you can't quite recall what what it is. But Selena, you are quite confident that there is nothing pursuing you. Whereas you as well, both of you are paying very close attention to the surroundings and to the sounds of the forest and whatnot, and you're fairly confident that by the time you reach the road, nothing has spotted you, nothing is stalking you. Although Sindaith does seem to stumble a couple of times, seemingly distracted, just missing, upturned roots or whatever.
Did healing me leave you exhausted, mage?
I'm troubled by my dreams.
Anything in particular?
No, that's the troubling part. I can't remember them.
I see.
So
We'll keep us surprised.
Yes.
I think he's being sarcastic on that last part, but you never know.
nice. So you all reach back onto the what passes for the road, the winding trail through this forest, and you continue on. You are traveling for. Ooh. Let's see what the weather's like. Who'd like to give us a D20 roll?
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Well, it looks like Robert just chimed in on the cast. On the
Oh, nice. Oh, great. Yeah, hi, Robert. Yeah, he's got his computer working. Nice. Well, congratulations getting into the new place. That's great. So the what that means is that the weather is quite bad. Very quickly,
Yeah.
there is a storm that kind of blows in blows in, and the fortunate thing with these tall trees is that like a lot of the rain, the force of the actual rain is not as deadly. Or not deadly, not as dangerous, but the deadly thing is that there are limbs that they call widowmakers, which can break off in the, or at least lumberjacks and loggers refer to it as that. If they break off way up in the trees, you'll never even see them falling, until it comes down and smashes you. I think, Selena, am I correct that you would be happy to share that cheery little fact?
Yep.
Okay.
Always a bringer of good news.
So it is not pleasant travel. I think you guys prepared for overland travel, but like this is the rain coming down, the wind. This seemingly came out of nowhere as well. So there is. I'll let you take from that what you will. You are traveling for. Basically, you've had your first rest of the day, and then you've carried on. You're about maybe 2.5 hours into your day of travel. When you come across a settlement. Now, the trouble is as you come up here, you can see that what is not depicted in the illustration is the fence, the fortification fence that is around it. The gates are smashed wide open. And the rain is pouring down inside. You cannot see excuse me, any sign of life. Thank you. Within. No person bustling. It could very well be the weather. But
and this is, we wouldn't be. I mean, so there's no chance this is our destination, right? We're only halfway there.
No.
Okay.
You maybe even think like just go through your thoughts. You've passed several communities that are like this on your trip up here. They collect little taxes, they charge for the inn and whatever else on the way up, in addition to whatever other industry goes on in the community. This, however, is the first time you've seen a door, the gates smashed, and then the place seems to be in very rough condition.
And rough from time or rough from battle, can we tell?
Rough from battle.
Battle. No bodies visible as of yet?
Why don't you give us an awareness check from where you are?
All right.
Hey.
You look over and you see there is there's like a leg sticking out from underneath one of the, like around here, where the stairs lead up into one thing. But with an awareness roll that good, you're looking, you realize that there's no way that a person could fit underneath there. So that may be only
Detached
a leg.
leg. Mm-hmm. Well, I think this settlement offers more trouble than it does sustenance, but we should have a look, perhaps.
Shall I scout it out?
Indeed. Selena, make yourself useful.
Okay.
Go find some lunch then, old man.
So, is it stealth you're rolling, or is it your thievery thing?
Stealth, I think.
Your
Trying
thievery
to
thing
be
is
unobtrusive.
to detect ambushes, right?
Yes.
He asked inconspicuously.
Well, I've got, how does it get described?
Let's see.
Yes, a trap or ambush.
Why
But
don't you
that
give us a
includes
practice
things
paranoia?
like men-at-arms. Just
Yeah.
even,
Why don't you give us a practice paranoia roll just for good measure? I should really just make you do that at sort of every scene. Pretty fucking good roll. Okay. And then would you kindly give us a stealth check, please? And remember, you guys have your luck has refreshed today as well.
Good call.
Okay, where I found it finally.
You know what? Hold on. I wonder. I may have thought this before and just didn't do it, but. Let's see. Can I do this?
Kevin's just going to find ever more perceptive men-at-arms until finally I get caught.
Is your luck only a 7, Ursium?
Yeah. Yep. Did he just taunt me, James? So is that
He
really
did.
just a 7 for a Witcher? Is that...
No, I am. What's this here?
Seeing your experiences in recent sessions, I'm surprised it's high as 7.
Let's see here.
More taunting.
Okay, so. Did your luck change here to a 2 on your character sheet, Ursium? Your temporary luck?
Oh, wait. Well, I just moved it to a 7
Yeah,
a minute ago.
is it a 2 listed on there now?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So here, guys, I can actually save you having to go back to the character sheets because.
Oh yeah, do we get a reset? Of...
Yep, luck always resets at the start of each session, and I can actually put it on. I'll put it on as the green bar on your tokens.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. That's why you're the DM.
So that way everyone can see and remember that I didn't reset it for the session as usual, kind of a thing. Mm-hmm. We can all check on that.
Yeah, because with hero points, it's a handy way of constantly reminding myself that you guys need to start at 1. Okay, and then also I'm a very simple creature, so having colored bars really helps me, keep track of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
All right. There we go. There we go. And there we are. Okay, so Selena, your luck is an 8, and Sindaith, yours is a 7.
Yes, mine's a 7, sir.
Perfect. So you guys are great. You guys have your green bar as your luck bar now.
Cool.
Nice.
Excellent. All right, so I'm sorry, Selena.
Improvements, look at that.
Great roll for Selena. Holy smokes. Okay. So Selena, you are looking through all the through this town, and what I'd like you to do is give us a willpower check, please. Nice.
That's good, right?
Not a will save. What was I looking for?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's your.
So I'm being an idiot.
Oh no, sorry, courage. No, you're not. I'm an idiot for asking the wrong
courage.
thing. Courage is what I'm asking for. Sorry.
Aha. Okay. Now, fingers crossed.
Interesting. We haven't had too many courage rolls, or that I recall.
I think I've made one thus far. But okay.
Good roll.
So, Selena, I think perhaps we could talk a little bit about what happened to your family's holdings and whatnot. Briefly, in the hack film version of this, we would be seeing flashbacks to your last kind of days as the child of a noble person. The wholesale slaughter of your family's retainers and whatnot that occurred when your enemies sent people in. The butchering of guards who had, watched over your family and yourself since you were an infant. The servants who, baked your bread, who braided your hair, likewise butchered by the ferocity of the mercenaries who had been hired to attack you. That is very much what you are seeing as you're making your way through this town. There is still. You realize that on the outskirts of this, there is not much in the way of bodies left over. There are grisly reminders of what has, of what occurred here. Some buildings have now burned out because of the rain, but they were ablaze not long ago. And you know that the rain only came on earlier this morning. The blazes seem to have been burning for probably less than 24 hours. So there are some, they haven't had the chance to move through the entire town. There are still some intact buildings in here. But when you reach the center of town, where they have this massive tree, a part of the sort of older faith's connection to nature, you find that spread out along the grounds are the butchered remains of the townsfolk.
Ooh. And
there are probably, God, more birds than I think you've ever seen in one place. Some of the big squares where there are pigeons in that last town you were in, they would be, that was a lot of birds. This, however, there are just, it's like a carpet of black crows or ravens that are picking at the various tastier bits, tasty morsels off of these bodies. You see an eye is plucked out of a young woman. However, what your courage roll tells us is that you are hardened enough for this to not affect you whatsoever. What's Selena thinking?
Oh, I think she's got a quiet anger going. So she'll rush into the square and shoo off the
out!
The birds.
Sure. Give us an attack roll. Let's just see if you can tag one of these damn things.
Oh, yeah, it's that.
Oh, you're just kicking it?
Oh, no, that's throwing knife.
Oh, okay. So, fuck. Yeah, you pin one of these things to the ground. Do you want to kill it, or do you want to pin its wing so that it can't get away? Either is good enough with that roll.
I'll pin it for a second.
Okay, so it's squawking, and its noise and its alarm, the whole rest of the flock kind of takes off into the air and does that kind of like starling thing where they're all moving in one kind of swirling pattern above you. If you go to collect your prisoner, as it were, and your throwing knife, you make your way through, just a charnel, almost like design, because they are set out in this strange swirling pattern. You make your way over to this thing, and what happens next?
Yeah, I grab it by the neck and pull the knife free and stick that back in my holster, as it were.
Okay. This thing is flapping away.
Now shake this thing by the neck, and then I will.
Sufficient to. Why don't you? Let's see here.
Because I don't have big hands, right?
You don't, but it's also it's got bird bones. So I'm wondering. I think this is a pretty easy one. Give us another courage check. I'm just gonna see if your anger gets the better of you. So, Selena, I think you were affected by this. You're not, like, scared, but it's as you say, you're just angry. And when you shake this thing, it's like a violent snapping, like almost like trying to, whip out sheets. And there's a crack that causes the others to sort of fall silent for a second and then start calling out. And you have this limp bird in your hand now. I don't know if you feel a combination of both better and worse at that. But
I think I'll just be furious, and that's it.
Okay, so what do you do with this carcass then?
Oh, I just toss it aside and stomp back towards Wurzium and Sindai.
Okay. So in contrast to the, almost cat-like, stealthy way that she made her way into this community, you guys are both surprised to see that walking plain in the open in the middle of the road, Celine is beginning to come back. I see there's been some chat. What were you guys doing in the interim while she was watching or going in?
Wurzium was suggesting to Sindaith, I wonder if that warband had come this way. Given the look of the town, is it possible that this was their doing? And then when the birds went up, the big spectacle of all the birds squawking and the unmissable, spectacle of that, wondered to Sindaith whether that meant Selena needed assistance or not.
So what would, because you guys would have seen that before she came out. What would you guys have done?
What would you have said, Sindaith?
To Sindaith, to some extent, I mean, it's fairly obvious that something obviously came through here, and that's probably what would be the leading theory, is that, yes, that warband came through and raised, for lack of a better word, the village.
Do you think she needs assistance with those birds?
I don't think she needs assistance with the birds, but I don't think she should be in there by herself.
All right. And so Wurzium will start walking towards the town.
So maybe you guys are, you're just within the town. You're seeing much of what I described to Selena, too. You're just, would you each give us a courage check once again?
Let's see here. Courage.
Oh, not Selena. Selena, you've already been exposed. Sorry, the Sindaith and Wurzium.
I gotta find the damn thing. There it is.
Whew. Why is this? This is weird that this is affecting you.
Chicken Witcher.
So, and this is a really good roll. So, guys, what do you think? As you're seeing what Selena has seen as you're walking in there, what is it that steals Sindaith's courage and or rather his determination, and what is it that so disturbs Wurzium?
I think Wurzium's obvious. You want to go to me? You want to go Sindaith first, or?
Yeah, I can go. I think I think for Sindaith, I mean, he's been exposed to the persecution of elves and some of the, I guess, genocidal tactics, for lack of a better word.
Yep.
So it's not nearly as shocking to him, the carnage.
Not for nothing. There is effectively not a terrorist organization. Well, I mean, they are kind of a terrorist organization, but they're also sort of a freedom fighter group of elves called. Hold on here.
Starts with a Q? Something like that.
That might be right here. Alliances. Here we go. Witchers. Soitai.
Soitai.
Yes.
Soyatel, forgive me. Yeah, this is since the 200 years ago. The elves continued to pull back, but started to destroy their beautiful marble cities and palaces they left behind as they left. So many young elves died during the Aelerman uprising that quite a few elves gave up on their future. And the Scoia'tael first appeared just after the First Nilfgaardian War. They killed humans and terrorized small communities, inflaming human fear and hatred, even of assimilated non-humans. There are, remember what the Duke said, there are elven ruins up here.
Mm-hmm.
So perhaps you're, there's an element of, if you don't wish ill on these folk, that, there is a thought that maybe this is elves. This is as brutal as the fury of elves can be, most certainly. And Wurzium, what is it that's...
So, I think it would normally not affect him much. And I'm thinking that he probably enters the town at first, fairly, whatever. He's kind of neutral about it. He's more practical, so he's going to be practical about it. But then I want to say, if possible, he sees Selena in the distance or whatever, in the medium distance, and sees her countenance.
Yeah.
Her unusual countenance, and it reminds him of what it's reminding her of. So he clicks. It clicks with him of why she's like that, and he looks around with it with new eyes, and now he's disturbed because, of course, he was there. Of what she was disturbed. So that's why. And
I think James, tell us if we got this wrong too, but I think this is one of the very rare times where we actually see her hurt.
Yeah. But it's in an angry way.
Yeah, I think that's her way of dealing with it. It sounds like
her way of just dealing with it. Yeah.
So like you, it's rare that you have like clear reminders of just how young she is and what she's gone through, and you could tell from a moment that this is, it's a face you have. I don't know. I'll let you guys decide. She may never have had this, look on her face before. At least not that you've seen, Warzium. So, am I correct that you sort of break into a sprint then?
He might even pause because you could probably see that she's not in danger. So first of all, he was wandering in because he thought maybe she'd been jumped or one of these kind of things. So he sees that's not the case, and yet and in fact, moreover, he sees that actually what's happened is that he clicks with what she's seeing, through the eyes of what happened to her, and he was there. So he pauses and probably looks, probably is like, and is watching her. I think he's actually watching her because he's unusually affected, and he's not used to this.
Yeah. Okay. So Selena, you see that as is typical, they didn't listen. And they came strolling into the town. What happens next, guys?
Do we? Excuse me.
So Selena rejoins the two of you.
Do you guys want to check out the bodies, or?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Okay. So if she leads you in, you find what what it was I'd mentioned before. There are, not like there was before where there was tons of them. You're easily able to find the square or the center where the tree is because of the swirling black birds overhead. What you find is that there are, in spite of Selena's brutal warning, there still are a couple of brave ones who came down in search of tasty victuals, and there's one or two that are kind of picking away at bodies as you come back in, and it's as I described to Selena, bodies affected by horrific violence and arrayed in almost like a design around this tree. Several of the birds have taken up roost in the tree as well and are seemingly watching as you approach.
And you said that the bodies are in a pattern, right?
Yeah.
Mage, what do you make of this, the way the bodies are arranged?
It's a good question. Let's see.
You could give us...
Let's see, could I use my magic training?
Yeah.
A question of magical theory?
Yeah. To determine if what you're wanting to determine is whether this is something that has a magical quality to it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's great. So you sense out, and let me just. What you can see is, where is it here? I love the color coding in the books. It's very helpful.
Yeah.
Oh God, I just realized. the source books are similarly color coded. So like the border in Tome of Chaos is the same color as the Magic chapter in the core book.
Nice.
Yeah, that's clever.
Some nice consistency.
Yeah. Okay. So, what is drawn out here is it's tough to spot at first because it's just it looks like they've arranged the bodies in a kind of fancy thing. But what you can see is that there are crude approximations of elven words, of elder speech words.
Ooh.
One is veil.
Veil as in
like the kind of thing you would use to cover your face, or something to that would cover in a that would cover something else. The other is vendetta. The grammar, obviously, this is an imprecise thing they're working with, but it doesn't make sense in like a sentence kind of way, but it's not magic that you're sensing, it's these two very poorly phrased. If you hadn't been really, stumbled across a specific way of looking at this, you may not have realized. The easiest way to read it is actually from the tree itself.
Getting up high.
Yeah. If you get up high, it would probably be a lot more clear. You only spotted it because you were stumbling closer to the tree itself with those birds calling overhead. And you realize that the words were facing towards them. When you approached it, you were seeing it upside down. And it's also with a very crude hand. It's the, writing words with a body equivalent of someone learning to write for the first time.
Yeah. Let's see. It's one of the... Was there a building with a second story that kind of looks over that I might be able to get up in?
Yeah. Do you think... why don't you give us an athletics check?
Yay.
Do you have any way... I guess first off, before you do that, remember you can spend luck on your roll beforehand. And if you've got any gear or stuff that will assist with it, it will...
I don't think I've got any gear that might be useful.
Yeah, does Sindaith want the Witcher to throw him up there or anything?
No, I'll walk. I'm good. It's only dwarves.
I was about to say, it may be only dwarves. That's permitted.
I will go ahead and spend...
Or Canadians.
I'll spend 2 luck on this.
Okay. So you get +2 to your result.
Yeah, so let's go there. Athletics. Basic. Not too bad.
So there's one or two places where you sort of stumble, on the remains. It's also pouring rain as well, so
yeah,
it's not a pleasant climb, but that's actually, I think that's good enough to get yourself up there in a precarious position. Here's my DM screen. However, that's one shy of what you need for an average roll.
Son of a...
You get up to a certain point, and then where's you and Selena? What are you doing while Sindaith has been, magically investigating and then climbing up to try and reach this thing?
I mean, if he's climbing, Warzia may be waiting for an embarrassing moment, just anticipating that. But he would ordinarily. But given the surroundings, he tears himself away from that because he feels like something good's coming there to laugh at, or inside at least, but keeps his eye open. So he's given the threatening surroundings in a general sense.
Okay.
He's looking for threats. He's looking for anything that could be hiding out, or
Sure.
he's peeking in windows, doorways.
Okay, so I think what we'll do, you're getting your way up there, Sindaith, and the most attractive parts of most cities, the people who can afford to build the highest buildings are often right around that area. So you are near the top of this 2.5-story structure. Where you get to sort of a burned out little hole in the wall, which is a good handhold. Sindaith, you put your hand on there, you pull yourself up, and then what happens is a bird has nested and flaps out. I'd like you to give us a courage check, see if you fall or not.
Courage.
Or see if you can hold on.
There it is. Obviously, I can tell that courage is a skill I need.
Nice. So, Werzium, looking up, you can see there's this bird that comes out, and Sindaith nearly falls, but manages to hold on. Gets his hand back on, and you're able to climb yourself up to a good enough vantage where you're able to look down, and it is very clear now with the rain washing away any surface wounds too. It just looks like pale sleepers, in some cases with vicious washed out ruin or injuries on them. And as you can see more clearly now, there's two words, veil and vendetta. The birds then seem to, again, not flying like flocks of ravens would normally with big swooping, chaotic masses. These are moving more like starlings, almost like schools of fish. And the pack seems to fly right, or the flock, I suppose. Is it a murder of ravens?
It is a murder.
Yeah, and it's a parliament of crows, right?
I thought it was a murder of crows.
Oh, it's a murder of crows is a parliament of ravens, then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have this one.
Okay.
So what you see is this whole parliament of ravens goes flying past you. And then they all fly off elsewhere, disappearing in the falling rain.
And I take it, Kevin, my medallion's been quiet.
Unkindness. Is it a parliament of owls?
That's what I was going to say. Parliament was
okay,
owls.
yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't remember ravens, but
That sounds better.
Okay.
Yep.
Unkindness of ravens, even better.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So,
my medallion's been quiet, Kevin?
your medallion has been quiet, yeah.
Okay. And we see the mage has caught himself, and he seems like he's not going to fall to his death or anything inconvenient like that.
It's a treacherous climb down, so, he nearly fell only once. And it probably wouldn't kill him. The benefit of all this rain is that it's made a total muck out of the roads or the streets through here. So if he falls, he's more likely to suffer minor injuries and a great deal of embarrassment than he is a serious injury. Though this is the Witcher, so he could very well break his neck.
Yeah. Do the insides of the buildings, do they seem ransacked, or do they seem...
Why don't you give us an... let's hear. What do we think here? Think an awareness check.
Okay.
If you've got another suggestion for a skill, I'm happy to take it. It's not... my pause was for... you're not tracking, so it's not wilderness survival.
Yep. I'm looking. Let's see. Just for fun to see if there's something...
Sure.
Unrolled, typically unrolled. Let's see.
Yes. He's
deduction.
Investigate which?
Deduction?
I thought you said seduction. I'm like, what? Well, hello there, Mr. Building.
Yeah, we know how well that goes, although he might do better with building versus somebody living.
Right. Deduction was the...
Deduction. Yes, yeah, that sounds good.
He's not very good at it, but he never gets to roll it, so why not?
Sure.
Let's have some...
Yeah.
Fumbled. I like when I see that come up. So I think what happens is you're looking in at this one burned out building, and it seems like the structure is fairly sound. And you're stepping in and looking around. You can picture all like the sound of the rain hitting what remains of the roof, the spattering of water inside from the one burned out hole that's in there, the scorched remnants of an entire life built by whatever family was in here before. And you only hear a split second's worth of the creaking before the floor gives way. And would you give us let's see here. I think it'd be a reflex check.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So just the stat,
I think dodge or escape, if you've got that skill, to give you the benefit of using the skill as well.
There you go.
There you go. It's not the first time you've had, you think of the training that you went through as a Witcher, having to dodge giant things and whatnot. So you're able to catch yourself. You would have just fallen down into the cellar. And whatever burned and ruined things are down there. Oh, you're able to pull yourself out. There are others who make this detective business look a lot easier. Sindaith, you're climbing down, but Selena, what are you doing in the interim?
I think she was just staring towards the exit and had her back to the whole slaughterhouse and everything.
Yeah, like on
and
the far
let the
side.
old folks do their ferreting around.
Okay.
She doesn't want anything to do with it.
So Selena's maybe like sitting on a stump, facing away with playing with a coin. Sindaith, I said you were going down, but was that your intent to go down, or was there anything else you wanted to do while you had the vantage?
Will?
I think...
Oh.
I was pondering.
That's his contemplating face.
I think he's just trying to get out of here now.
Right on.
He's just trying to get out of here?
Yeah, the building.
Okay, so yeah, you're able to clamber down without any further incident. And once you're down, you realize that Selena you can spot her at the far side of the center of town. And Werzium comes out with a little bit of dusting some, char off of his clothing. Werzium and Sindaith, what do you guys say to one another?
Elf, it looks like you were onto something. Anything interesting?
It appears that the arrangement of the bodies, while not necessarily magical, is a language. And it appears to be in the elder speech of the words veil and, oh god, what was the other one? Not wreck.
Vendetta.
Oh, vendetta. Yeah. 2 V words. That's interesting. So I'm not sure what that refers to. But it could very well be that this was carried out by the... Is it Skoatal or Soatal?
It is. I'll put it in chat how it's spelled.
Yeah. I think it would be SC would be Ska.
Yeah, I think it's Skoatal.
Skoatal, yeah. Sounds about right.
Which is, I guess here. Skoatal. Do I have that right? Yeah.
That leads you to thinking that this is the work of them.
either it's the work of them or it's the work of someone who wants us to think it's them, or not necessarily us, but
I mean, it's a rather effective signature. I don't know how many people would even, certainly those bandits that we encountered back there would not even know the words to put the bodies in the shapes of.
would this be a location, because I'm not 100% sure where we are geographically, but would this be a location that would be near any elven current possessions of land or prior possessions of land?
No, I mean, this is, this would be, I'll show you where we are right now, is...
I didn't think so, but I wasn't sure.
No, like, there are ruins, because, I mean, like, this land was the, that of the elves, but prior to the conjunction of the spheres. And it is, you guys are around here right now.
Okay.
Because you were in Hangforth, you were heading north. The two duchies that you're heading to, Rava and Siedza, are all right around here.
Mm-hmm.
So there are definitely elves here, but or there were elves here at some point, in the sense that elves seem to be, this was their continent.
Yeah.
Before, but not like something that fell within the last 300, 400 years.
Okay.
If it is something that was of the elves, it's much older than that.
I don't think strategically it would be a target either.
And the point of the Skoya tale is largely to sort of like to push back more against the humans encroaching on Doblathana, which I believe is like far to the east.
Yeah, it's over to the east.
Yeah.
I know that. Yeah, it's way down here.
Yeah, so like that's sort of where the resistance is further south. It's quite possible that the rage of the elves at the continued mistreatment by humans, and it's been encouraged by the Nilfgaardians as well. The Nilfgaardians, one of the reasons why that elf had assassinated the king of one of the kingdoms, one of the northern kingdoms, would be at the encouragement of the Nilfgaardians. Cast off your shackles and we will welcome you in, kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. I think that Sindaith is, and you tell me if I got this wrong, but probably more familiar with the manipulations of humans, and realizes that that was likely just sort of playing the elves for patsies, cause problems for the back lines of your enemies type thing.
Right. I mean, still, that's a lot of wanton destruction.
Yeah.
And a complex signature left.
Well, and this is the kind of thing, like, the life is cheap in the world of The Witcher, in particular, since the commencement of the wars. But it's worth knowing that one of the things, when awful things like this, of this type of scale, happen, it lives in legendary, right? Like, what's his name? Geralt was known as the Butcher of Blavin, or whatever, Blavenford. I can't remember what the name of the town is, but it's it's as a result of him getting in a fight and killing a bunch of like town guards and such.
That's just because he pissed off that bard.
Yeah. And so, like, I mentioned that only that, like, in this world, that kind of reputation and notoriety, the annihilation of an entire town, this is something that would go around. If it's part of war, then it's sort of like it's expected to be lost. If it's something that is an outlier like this, where just a frontier town gets destroyed, that's something that could potentially have they could be looking for someone to blame, and it's like something to live in legend.
Well, maybe Selena wouldn't think this, but is this not too far off the beaten track to send a message?
It is on the path heading north, though. Remember, this is there's not a lot of regular trails that lead towards where you're going. This is one of the few ones that you would follow going north.
Do we know, is there anything that we know that would suggest that the northern tribes would be interested in doing something like this?
From your rules from the last session, like, they're not... There can be violence sometimes, but usually not without provocation, or just, for those that have turned to banditry. As the same problem you can have south of the Dragon Mountains. That just some people are, want to take by force what they can. This scale of thing, I'm not sure you've ever heard of anything like this. And this is the sort of, if it was the northern tribes, this is a scale of antagonizing that makes a response necessary.
So could this be false flag? You want to do it, but you blame someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I don't know what we do about this. Other than continue on. Does anyone have any suggestions of where we take this, if anywhere? I don't know where we'd take it.
One thing you have not done, just so you're aware, because you've got training in it, whereas you could use your either Witcher training or, well, you could use your wilderness survival to try and locate any tracks. The rain's been pretty heavy and the mud is pretty disgusting, but if there are tracks, you could try and find them, and if you do find them, you could use Witcher training to see if there's anything unnatural about them.
All right. Yep. I will check the tracks.
Okay.
I guess I will.
Spending some luck.
I'll add a couple points. See what happens.
Okay. Nice. So how many points did you spend, or is that included in your roll?
That's included.
Okay. So you are able to find, there are tracks of some men within here, and then you do find dried on the ground and unaffected by the burning. There is one big print of some kind of animal, and you can give us a Witcher training roll to see if you can identify.
I'll continue the trend and
spend a little luck.
Add a couple.
Nice. Oh. Right. You were, from what Selena had described before, you are confident that this is because you've got that in your mind, this is the track of a werewolf.
So he's walking around the square, around the edges of it, going to one knee periodically.
Yeah.
And trying to make what he can out of the mud. There are many tracks of men here, as well as tracks, it appears, of your friend, Selena, your new friend that you met the other night.
That's not good. I wanted to get away from that thing, but it's a beast to do that to a whole town.
It's quite suspicious. Yes.
Do the
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, do the tracks both lead in the same direction?
The tracks are seemingly part of this attack.
Okay.
You could try and look at the entrance and the exits from this town. It's the entrance, the one that came on the southern edge of town. That's the one that had the gates broken out. You haven't gone to the north end town yet. Although Selena could probably see from here, that gate is also smashed.
But having seen it, I'm not surprised it was able to tear apart a whole village, whole town.
Wurzim can tell you there's definitely men involved here too.
A werewolf working with men.
No one has examined the bodies. You don't have your doctor with you right now, but if anyone has, you can. Let's see here. Is it medicine?
Probably. Huh?
I suspect it would be.
Is that what it's called? Craft skills.
First aid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it might just be first aid, I
Yeah.
guess.
I'll let you make a first aid check if you would like. If you want to try and identify like the injuries on the bodies.
I'm a base 5. I'm not your first choice here.
I'm a 7.
Selena, do you have any medical?
You have points in first
No,
aid?
my medical thing is, I'm learning, but I'm no good.
My combine's
my-
a 5. Combined base.
Let's see. I've got.
Mine's a
I
4.
still have some luck that I could burn.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and do that.
One of the upsides with the falling rain, it has cleaned the bodies off quite effectively, so you can see the nature of the wounds quite clearly.
I think I. Yep. Oh, hit the wrong button there. Try that again. There we are.
I guess
That's
Selena
with
would try
the luck.
because she's interested.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you can both give us a roll. Selena, I think looking at it for a short period, you find yourself like returning to your stump. This is hard to not have this remind you of what you saw before. Wurzim, so first off, Wurzim got a success, but not a great one. What you can tell is that the injuries in here are a mixture of the kind of like cutting or piercing wounds that you would, or concussive wounds that you see from, because there's dried, bruising from weaponry. And then there are some, some injuries seemingly from animals as well, too, more jagged, with rough, tearing, looks to them. Sindith, you rolled a little bit better, so you reach over to, there's like one young man who he's been turned over on the front and seemingly has no injuries to him whatsoever. And when you move the body to the side, you can see there are vicious furrows or raking marks, I guess, or that have been cut into his flesh to the point where it actually tore through several of his ribs. And it has the tearing look of a hand, a massive, oversized hand with talons on the end. So you sort of, if you get Wurzim's attention, you look over, and it's a hand that would be about 1.5 times the size of a human's. So it's a massive thing, but yeah, a giant clawed hand. You can almost see this poor man being torn down as he tries to run. His ribs, lungs, and innards being torn as he fall, no doubt choking in pain on his own blood. Lay the body back down, the rain falling all around.
Would I be able to make a distinction in the tracks, Kevin, between men and elves?
Not with that roll, no.
Okay.
It's possible. You could ask Sindaith. Sindaith may have some insight into the nature of the elves. I mean, that's sort of... Hey, you're my elf friend. Don't you know everything about elves?
You're an elf.
You're like, motherfucker, I've been learning magic with humans forever. Come on.
Yeah.
Jesus. But
do you
Sindaith
think
is
of
also
this?
quite old, from what I recall.
Mage, elf, what do you think of these tracks over here? Do you think this could be made by your kind?
I don't know if there's much of a difference.
You can give us an education roll if you like.
Yeah. The only thing I could think of is how they place their weight. I would think the feet are probably similar.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise.
Amazing.
Hey!
My goodness.
Wow.
Hello!
Here's what you know. One of the things that the Skoitai, they're vicious and like absolutely without any mercy or pity in them. What you know, though, is that there are specific, like there are weapons that they use that are typical elven weapons. The kind of brutal axes and bludgeoning weapons that must have caused some of the injuries here. It's way too clumsy for if you're going to be a mercenary force. Like the Skoitai are successful because they are guerrilla fighters. They hit and run with lethal precision. They don't use overwhelming force. They also, while there are elven mages, obviously, this is not the kind of, like, for one thing, you guys are not familiar with any spell that allows you to transform into a werewolf. That is a creature of cursing. It is not something that you willingly change yourself into. You've never heard of any elven revolutionaries making use of that stuff. In fact, there is... Now that's curious. I don't know why you didn't make the connection before Sindaith, but there is an elven goddess of revenge named Morrigan. Would you like to make a guess as to what her symbol is?
Oh, I have a feeling it might be a mask.
Not a mask. A
A
raven.
veil, perhaps?
A raven.
Air.
That Morrigan is one of those older goddesses. One of the things with faith in the world of the Witchers is, like in our world, while there are actual, not that this is the case in our world, but while there are actual supernatural presences, just like in our world, the relationship to the divine evolves over time and history. And Morrigan, known to some as the Queen of the Vale, is an ancient goddess of war, knowledge, fate, spirits, and magic. And the elves, long ago, turned from her towards other gods and goddesses. Though the lands that were favored by her, with a roll that good, I'm justifying more information here, that may be the lands that you can't believe you didn't think of it before, but they talk about the domain of the Raven. And you were asking about whether these were lands of the elves. No, they're not in any recent memory, but those ancient elves who did live here, it's quite possible that they were old enough to have prayed to Morrigan.
You have that look on your face again, Mage. What, so you do think they're elven feet?
I think we're dealing with something very dark and ancient.
One little bit I'll give context I'll give you as well is another interesting thing is that gods themselves can be very, very crafty and can adapt to the needs of the time. I mentioned that there's a northern faith to God, what was his name? It is a Norse. So I'm trying to find his name. There was, forgive me, I'll have to look it up on the break. Okay. There was a god that was worshipped that was like kind of like a fire god in the north, and his faith actually transformed into what is this eternal fire faith that has taken the city of Novigrad and become this like almost quasi-inquisition against spellcasters and whatnot. There are members, I mentioned this is probably fresh in your mind because they mentioned that the Duke's brother, Marek, he was a devotee of that fire god and had gone down. That's an example of where the god can be worshipped in one way in one part of the region, and then that faith can be transformed into something different. But they both seem to worship the same god, and you can see crossover where, though the northerners will think that the god speaks in a different way, it's still they have commonality, and they will go on crusade with one another. That can cross as well across, or can spread across different species as well. And Morrigan, where the elves stopped offering prayers to her, you've heard that some foolish humans picked up and began, when they heard her words, offering prayers to them. So it is not an exclusively elven god. It's not a goddess who the elves have prayed to in recent times, but it is a goddess who may have found new followers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You do know that there's no priesthood of Morrigan, for instance, in the northern, at least in the civilized northern lands.
Mm-hmm.
But you've heard rumors. So forgive me, I wanted to give you that context because the way that the gods operate in this is quite interesting. I think it's just, they can be mercurial and transformative and, adapt to the situation very much like, the characters in the setting can. So Sindai, how does that affect your answer to his question about whether this is elves?
Yeah, I think we may be dealing with some sort of cult. It's not specifically elves.
So a cult that has an interest in what would be their motivation, and then they're pinning it. They're trying to pin it on the elves. You're saying that, but you think it's probably not elves that did this. We found. You don't think these footprints are of elves, do
you? Not specifically, no.
Let me ask you this, Sindaith.
Go ahead.
If this was intended as a message, how many do you think would have recognized this as elven words and positioned the way that it was?
I would think it would only be elves that recognize this.
So then what would be
and possibly spellcasters, but definitely.
What would be the reason for setting that up then? Why would you bother putting that message down then?
Warzium would suggest maybe starting conflict. Comes to mind. Trying to start something between.
She was a goddess of war, and it almost this is my gut. I almost feel it's a warning of some sort.
So perhaps. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's I was trying to think. There's another word that I'm looking for. It's even more so than warning. But it's definitely a message. This is a message. This is not. This was no boating accident. This is, this is
I don't know.
deliberate.
This whole town just drove off a bridge and the car flipped.
It could have happened to anybody.
Exactly.
Could have happened to anybody. So instead of thinking that this was men pinning it on elves, you're thinking that perhaps because of the involvement of this elven goddess, that actually it is a legitimate message from an elven goddess, not someone trying to pin it on elves?
I do not think this is meant to. I don't think distinctly that's the purpose. I think this is more of a warning, not so much a forgery as it is a statement. The word vendetta, the ravens that we saw.
A statement of the goddess's return, perhaps?
Return, I would say gods don't really leave.
Return to like the events of man, though.
I would say this might be a warning saying we're going to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Almost a statement of intent, possibly.
What do you think, girl? Warzium calls out to the pouting Selena.
I don't know what gets people to do things like that. Don't ask me. It's not something I would do or be involved in. Pointed remark.
Well, I guess we return to the point at which there's really not much for us to do here, I don't believe, other than try to understand.
So at that Warzium, from somewhere to the south, you hear a long howl. Carried in on the wind, in the rain, the direction from which it came.
I'm not sure we can ignore this.
Why don't we take our mid-session break right now, belatedly, and then we'll come back and see what you choose to do next. So,
Water.
back momentarily.
All right.
can tell it's summer. I'm sitting in the dark. And the camera does a good job of making it look bright in here.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Dark. Well, the curtains are all drawn in the whole house, so somehow it's adjusted for it.
Now, what time are you in?
At 6 p.m.
Okay, so yeah, okay.
Yeah. Then if I open the curtain, it all changes. It's about 31 degrees here.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Coughing. It's probably a lot of it's probably the weather, honestly. But at least the temperatures have calmed down.
Yeah, well, apart from the problems it causes around everywhere, I don't really mind it for a few days, on a personal level, given the rest of the lousy weather the rest of the year. But obviously it does a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's really the hot was last month. That was really where it was really bad. And of course it was dry on top of it. We didn't have a lot of rain, but we've started to catch up on all that finally. So that's good. So I don't think we're really in a drought at all anymore. But, and it is, we're starting to technically come out of summer. The days are getting shorter.
Oh yeah, I can feel that.
Yeah, and like I said, the temperatures aren't getting quite as extreme as they had been. We're back now into 80s land versus 90s and above land. So, yeah.
I'm hoping for Indian summer because I've got a vacation planned in October. So I'm really hoping that the warm weather will carry over. October in at least traditionally can be, it could be warm here still, or we as kids we always used to plan our Halloween costumes around our winter coats. So because you just never knew what it was going to be like by that time. Okay, so then, guys, where we last left our things. Let me change up. This is far too soothing of music. So let's see here. Is this the one we want? Not the one I want. This. Oh yeah, it's that one with that frickin' horns in it that scare the shit out of me each time. There's this like, Bwah! Yeah, I think we've used it in Night Below before too. It's a great song. It is just hard to listen to on repeat. And with this. Yeah, this sounds good enough for now. All right, so then, guys, what are we doing? You hear the sound of some very throaty wolf howling to the south. Werzium, you were in the midst of talking about what to do next.
Can Werzium tell the difference between a wolf and a werewolf? Cry?
I think you can safely tell. If this is not a werewolf, then it is a really fucking big. It may be a
It's
warg.
a wolf trying to sound like a werewolf?
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
just kidding.
It's like calling in. Jason can't come to school today because he's very sick. Yes, I'm Jason's father.
Right.
Anyway, it's either that or a warg, perhaps. You remember the sound of those howls from when you were in the Dragon Mountains dealing with that fiend in the lake. But given the most recent circumstances, more likely a werewolf. And then you hear a second howl. Not from the same location. Would you give us an awareness check, Werzium? Actually, all of you guys can give us awareness checks here. Wow, Werzium. So that one is both closer and further off from this. They are communicating with one another.
So it's two different wolves.
At least two. you know from a roll that, from your previous roll, if it's a pack animal, like wargs or whatnot too, like they won't give away their numbers. They'll howl to communicate with one another, which gives away their numbers and adds a little bit of like flushing the prey out kind of thing. But they won't announce precisely how many there are. So there's at least 2 here.
So at least 2, and they're getting closer.
Yeah. Selena, you can also, likewise, you're very easily able to piece together, like, there's 2 of them, and the second one seems like it may be closer, and it is further to the west for where the first howl came from.
South and west. Is
Correct.
that right?
Yeah, one seemingly almost directly south, one to the southwest.
Worzium looks a little bit grimly pleased and says, maybe we should choose where we want this to happen. And he starts looking around at, high grounds. What do you think?
I think we've had enough of wolves.
Yeah. And I don't know if I've got anything silver. I don't think I do.
Yes, and Worzium looks up at his halves. He knows where they are, but he's, in practice, like, which one's the silver one? Kind of. There it is. Yeah.
So, what is the plan then, guys? We're cutting.
Worzium's looking for a good spot to stand. I mean, he's just going to assume for the moment that they're coming.
Okay.
And so he's looking for a defensive ground.
They've got to be like. I can tell you with the rolls that you made, even the closer one is still a good half mile away.
Okay.
So you have a couple of minutes at the very least. If they are coming for you, you have at least a couple of minutes before, or a few minutes, I should say, before they'll reach here.
Check your. Worzium says almost a little bit. It's picked up his spirits, in an odd Witcher way, and says, "Check your scrolls, mage. Get your swords ready." Kind of a comment, and hide or stand, girl. And then as he's like loosening his swords and and he's looking for a high ground area, and this is what he's doing.
Okay, so where are you picturing that he's going to try and make a stand here?
I mean, that tree doesn't look like in the picture. It doesn't look like it's on high ground, particularly.
It does seem like there are steps leading up.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So you could position yourself here. You do have all the bodies around you, so it'll be kind of like similar to when you were fighting on ice. You'll be making like any kind of like really significant maneuvers will be involving an athletics check to avoid tumbling or tripping over the bodies.
Cindy doesn't have a step walking on corpses spell, does he?
No.
I don't know about it.
That rare roll? Specialization of Padaio Necromancer.
Dead body snowshoe spell.
Exactly.
Tactics roll to pick out a spot. I don't know if that would be of any.
Yeah, sure.
That
sure.
sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not great at it, but never get to roll it.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere where they can.
There we go.
Wow. Okay. So,
them.
what do you foresee as being the advantageous position here? Is it that there's a kill box kind of thing? Is it that you've got like a superior positioning to be above them?
Yeah, and maybe I can see where they'd be coming. So I want to, there's an obvious, there's an obvious like path. I have a feeling they're going to flow towards here. And so I'll be ready.
Sure. And so Worzium has picked the spot for this. What about Selena or Sindaith? Anything you guys wish to do before your foes
I don't think there's
come?
anything I really need to do. Obviously I have my staff for my focus, so I'm ready in that regard.
Okay.
Yep, I'll have my knives out, clutched in one hand, ready to throw from the other, and I guess I'm not sure, my skills because I want to make sure that No, it's nothing really. I was just saying, just make sure that I've got check my footing where I need to go, escape routes and such like.
Okay.
But there isn't really a skill for it.
Okay.
In case the joint is a bit different.
Give me 2 seconds here. Let me quickly get something ready here. Okay. Do you wish to hide whatsoever, Selena? Because that is sort of your shtick.
It is my shtick, but I'm not sure with wolves. Otherwise, I'll have to go off on my own, and I'm not sure that's a good idea. And plus, they use their noses.
When has that ever gone wrong for anyone? Come on.
Worzium says...
Split the party, let's go.
Worzium yells out to Selena, hide under a body, girl. And you can't tell if he's serious.
Okay, let's see here. Okay, so you got yourselves in your positions, and it is a very tense few minutes of waiting. The rain coming down. In fact, why do I have no rain falling in this? My goodness. Let's see here. Yeah, I think this is what I want here. There we go. So we got your Celtic Last Stand music playing. We got rain coming down. There we go. Consider yourselves immersed. So
no expense spared. No
exactly.
expense spared.
Our what do you call it? The ADR department works overtime for the exact same rain sound. That kind of sounds like bacon cooking every time.
So Worzium will have drawn his swords, both his Witcher swords.
Yep. Okay, so
and he's going to be prepared to cast.
Okay. And I'm picturing you're sort of at the top part that we can see there. You know, the clearest way to get in. Selena and Sindaith, you're a little behind where Worzium is, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, flanking, kind of behind him. Yeah.
Behind the meat shield.
Yeah.
And you can hear a low. You hear the howl as it gets in closer. This time it is probably, like maybe a quarter mile away. And then the next thing you hear is the loud and rumbling growl of this thing somewhere in town. I'm just comparing to make sure that stats are the same. Yes, excellent. So I'm going to use my first printing to have my stats from my werewolves, and then the other one for combat. And if you think I'm just rationalizing buying 2 books, I'd say you're about half right. Okay. So then, what you find, Worzium, you are in an outstanding position, and for them to approach you, they're gonna have to have an open area of about 20 yards. But what you see, kind of moving through the shadows of the ruined buildings, there are fortunately only 2 of them, not 3, as in the illustration. But what I'm going to do is, because I think this is a cool illustration I have yet to actually use, I'm going to use the 2 health bars. The green bar and the red bar represent the health bars for 2 of these werewolves. So there's 1 werewolf on that has a green bar, 1 has a red bar. Okay. So since we're doing theater of the mind anyway, I don't need extra tokens and whatever. So you can picture there are, and then this way is you can easily distinguish between whether you took the green bar 1, red bar 1. The two are lurching through, and these things are... Selena did not exaggerate in the least. These things are fucking huge. They easily would loom over a horse. And they move from one to the other. Is there anything you guys wish to do now that you know that these are in town? Any signs you wish to cast? Any
I am going
defensive
to cast
incantations?
I don't think I have anything.
I reach out my hand and do kind of a reverse. It looks like a reverse because it's at me, and cast a shield.
Okay.
I put it in. There we go.
Nice.
Let's see. And I need to decide.
5.
I'm gonna max out the
okay.
whatever I can put in it. Let me figure
What's
that
your
out.
what is it, your threshold?
My vigor is good now because of both my professional skill. So it's 5.
Nice. So you could 1 point per turn. So you could have up to 25 points in your shield.
I'm in.
Okay. So use
That's
5
an easy
stamina.
yes. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Then with these. Oh, yeah, you took it off your health.
Nope. Sorry.
That's okay.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. What do you think?
I rewatched Predator earlier this week too, and I thought you were pulling a Billy, running your knife across your chest.
Billy.
Oh boy. Okay, so the two of them seem to be stalking their way around the what do you call it? Around the town, trying to find a way of getting in. Then, duration is 10 rounds or exhausted.
10 rounds, yeah. Well, why do I have...
Oh, until exhausted, meaning you've taken more damage than what your shield has. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Then, what we'll do is let's roll some initiative, guys. So initiative is 1d10 plus your reflex. I think you can click on your token, click on your thing.
Let's see if this works.
Put my werewolves up there. There we go. I mean, not werewolves. Wolf wares.
Wurzium's excited.
And Lugaroos. Oh, yeah, Wurzium is ready here. Holy smokes.
I mean, the rain, and his bad feeling coming into town, seeing Selena. He was all very, Witcher pouty. It was a little bit, he's a little bit down. But now he smells some creatures. I mean, this is what it's all about.
Yep. All right, so here we are. Wurzium, you were up first. You can hear the growl of them. It seems as if they are going to make a charge in this round.
I think Wurzium's going to continue his prior trend right now. Right, that was no expense spared again. He's going to cast something he has not cast before, and makes the sign for the magic circle, and creates a circle around himself.
Very cool. What does magic circle do? Let's see here. Yurden creates a large magic circle on the ground around you. Anything that steps into the circle takes a penalty of speed and reflex equal to 1 + 1 for every 2 points of stamina spent. Cool.
So I'll spend, for every 2 points. So I'll spend...
You spend 4?
I can only spend up to 5, so I'll spend 2, right?
Yeah.
Wait, 4.
No.
Every 2.
3, so. 3. Yes, you're right.
4, right? 4. I should be spending 4.
That's right. 4 points, and that'll give a penalty of 3. Okay. So this magical aura comes around you as well. Then it is Selena's turn. What are you in, Selena?
And that's got a 5 round, by the way. 5 round.
5 rounds?
5 round duration.
Okay.
So how far away are these critters? I'm
You
just
cannot see
getting
them
my-
yet. It is the shortest distance is about 20 yards.
Okay, I will just hold myself ready.
Okay.
Keep calm.
Do you wish to ready in action, like if X then Y?
Oh yeah, if I can get a throw at within my normal range, so
Yep.
I will throw
Okay.
once at that point. So
So let's see here.
ooh, actually no, I'll even hold until sorry, I'm just refreshing my memory
Yeah, it's
until
okay,
half range.
Okay.
Hey, where's the weapons? Come on.
Weapons are near the
I've got the
front.
distance, but
in
whether
the-
it's meters, whether it's yards or feet, I need
Well,
to
that's
check.
what I was double checking. They've said yards, and I'm like, wait a minute, is it in feet? I can't remember what the speeds are in.
Everything that I know of, I think, is in meters.
In meters.
As far
Okay,
as
so it's effectively the
myself.
same. They're close enough to.
Yeah, yards and meters, it's basically.
Yeah. So, okay, it is in meters. So there we go. Oh yeah, because there's an M on it. Duh.
Okay, so
We actually have the fucking metric system in Canada. I
I
have
was
no.
fixing to say, how's a metric
no
system working out
explanation.
for you up there?
But here's the weird thing, though: is you know what it says on my fucking driver's license is my height in feet and inches.
You're kidding.
Really?
That is hilarious.
That's
weird.
crazy, huh?
Yeah, it's.
today
wonder if they bought the
we
software
use the
from the
metric
US.
system.
Yes. Oh man, it's weird. Like there's certain things that I know pounds better than kilograms. I know feet and whatever. But like we've had the metric system in since I was born, so I have no.
Yeah.
It's only because of my parents were familiar more with the imperial. So
America's too close. We're kind of exuding it, I guess, or something.
one of our prime ministers referred to it as sleeping next to an elephant. So.
Yeah, well, you know.
Gotcha.
Yep, it's not wrong. It's not wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, so then, Selena, you are readying your action. Sindaith.
I'll wait till 12 meters. Yep.
Okay.
I'm doing about the same thing. I'm waiting for somebody to come within 12 meters and fire off a spell.
Okay. Then you hear the roar, and through the rain, two of these massive canine hunters go racing out, bounding and leaping, splashing through the water. They're going to reach you guys in one single round. So, Selena and Sindaith, if you have any actions readied.
Yeah. You can go ahead.
Right. So, with that, so two stilettos. Oh, come on.
Okay. I'll set your difficulty.
Whoa.
Oh my goodness.
Great roll. That's awesome. Because actually, I rolled a really good dodge as well. Plus 16. So that's 24. 34. So that's a hit. But here's how good the dodge was that I rolled. Is that's just a hit.
Oof.
So go ahead and roll damage.
Good grief. Yep, sorry, gear.
It could be on your front page too. My damage is on my front page. Quick weapon buttons. It's up to you.
Okay, 4 points of damage. All right, I'll start with the top here. Is your armor? Oh my god. That seemingly, it sinks in, but like it doesn't seem to do anything to these things. Their turn.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, Sindaith, you have a ready to action as
Yep.
well.
Yep, so I'm going to cast Anya.
Okay.
And I need the spellcasting roll for your dodge, right?
Dodge, right. Yeah, so here we go. So my dodge, oh boy. Oh
It's
boy.
dodge or block. It's one of the two.
So my dodge, I botched the fuck out of it. My dodge is a total, so it's a 4 you're rolling against. Holy wowzers. Go ahead. You know what? I'm just going to say max damage from it because
Okay,
that's
fine.
just...
It's 46, I believe.
Yeah, so it's 24. So this one, I'll do the same one that was got hit with the thing there.
Do you want me to roll the percentage for catching on fire?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Okay. That's just a straight percentile.
Nice, and it's on fire. Unfortunately, it is raining. But it'll have at least one round of burning. So this is, what do we see is this fireball goes flying out at this thing.
Yeah, Sindai is, I mean, he's had his staff there. He's waiting. And you can see he kind of curls his hand into a little fist, you know.
Yeah.
But still kind of more claw-like and open. And just this small little flicker, and he pushes it. And it just grows, and it hits that thing, and just, it's like napalm. It just kind of splatters and sticks.
Beautiful. Top of the round, it is Werzium's turn. What are you doing, Werzium?
And where are they at this stage?
Hold on. What's a tie? They have now reached you. They spend their whole round just into you, and you can see there's a slight wave of magic as they hit your magical circle, and they're being slightly slowed.
If I can strike them with my swords, I do so.
Okay, so how are you? Are you doing fast attacks?
Gosh, I actually have a decision here to make, don't I? This is the first silver action that I've...
we make a meal out of combat in this game.
Seriously, first silver sword action. I guess I mean, I would ordinarily go right to joint attack, but I might have to go strong strike with this. You know, hopefully my knowledge was correct, and I'll try strong strike. So I'll just load up on the silver sword.
Okay. So let me think here. So 21 is what you need to hit.
Okay.
You got it.
I mean, you can spend luck as well. You got 3 left, I believe.
Yeah, sure. I guess we'll just, let's go. We use the luck. Let's see, silver sword.
Is it the burning one you're going after?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is. Let's see. Doing the questionnaire here.
Yeah.
No, I don't have any foreign residences. No, I don't have any assets in foreign currency.
Yeah. No vegetables to declare.
Yeah,
Here's a
that's
hint,
always
though.
what I think of. Do you have anything to declare?
Yeah.
But here's a hint, though. Make sure you don't send all your phone records to the other lawyer.
Yeah. Sound strategy. The amount of legal YouTube is having a field day with that, because it's just like I can't fucking believe that happened.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my.
Called shot to torso.
And you know what? Like, the real lesson should be for those young ones out there struggling to find their future is that if this person could become a lawyer, any of you can. So, I think I said 21. Oh no!
Oh, 21.
So you swing this massive blow. However, you could spend 3 fatigue and 3 stamina and make a second attack.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
Yes.
It's exploding. 11. This one is a 24 this time.
All right. Let's see. Hang on a second here. Where am I going? I'm going right here. Strong strike. Extra action, yes.
No dependence.
No dependence.
Probably doesn't help with me making smart-ass comments as you're trying to fill that thing out, but...
I'm trying to focus here.
Distraction.
When I was a waiter and end of shift, we'd people would be sitting there and we were counting up the things because you need to be able to count it up to tip out the kitchen and whatnot. I would just sit there with my colleagues going 4, 6, 12, 9, 18, next 4. Like, fuck off, shut up, I'm trying to count. Yeah, so that is unfortunately, you swing once again. This thing deeks to the side, and it is a miss. Selena, what are you doing?
And you did take into effect the circle, right? Circle
I did.
Taken in?
I did.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Yeah.
These are fearsome foes.
Yeah.
Definitely excellent use of that, though.
I'll ready my stiletto, but in one hand while lobbing one more.
Okay.
dagger, which is going to do
Okay.
bugger all, but there
Let's
you go.
see here. Well, I mean, you know what? This is okay. Where are we? Is it the burning one you're firing at?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh. Okay.
Well, that's not bad.
So that is actually a 3, 6. So yeah, this one is a, let's see here, critical. Here we go. You beat this by 16, which means you got a deadly crit on this thing.
Nice.
So, the deadly crit, let's see here. First off, go ahead and roll damage, and then you get bonus damage based on the deadly crit of plus 10. There you go.
Nice.
16 damage, look at this. And then, give us a 2d6 roll, please.
Ooh.
Damaged
Hopefully that's-
eye. The blow cuts into your opponent's eyeball. -5 to sight-based awareness checks and -4 dex, and they begin to bleed. So just
I was,
what were you gonna say, Will?
I was gonna say he beat that number. You were talking about, everything, and all I could think of was Everett McGill from Silver Bullet when he got in the eye. I was like, oh yeah, he got it in the eye, and then here we go,
Yeah.
hit in the eye. I was like, oh my gosh.
Amazing throw by Selena. Now,
Yeah.
Selena, that was your first action. You could spend 3 points stamina to take a second action if you like.
No, I'm good.
Good. Okay. You've already got your crit on the on the werewolf.
Yeah,
I've done my
I-
part, guys. I'm retiring from the battlefield.
Mic drop from Selena.
Sindaith, what are you doing?
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and cast again.
Okay. You can set the difficulty for it. Fucking 1 again. I am fumbling so many rolls here, guys. Oh my god. 17. So that is a -4 you're rolling against for your spellcasting.
20.
Yep. So that beat it by 24. I think we're just going to apply max damage once again.
All right.
Is it the same
So that's-
one you hit, or the?
Yeah, I'm hitting the same guy. I mean,
Okay.
we gotta take out one.
Once again. Then on their turn, this thing is. So first there's the burning one. 5 points of damage. Bleeding, I believe, is 3. Let me double check here. 2 points. 2 points per round. Okay, so bleeding is 2. Then it was not hit with silver, so regeneration kicks in. All right, so then I'll do the injured one because it's the one that is quite badly hurt right now, and its dex is turfed. Oh boy. So Werzian, we got first thing is a massive claw coming against you. You want to defend against that?
Yes.
I'll tell you what you need to defend against. That is a 19 you need to defend against for this first attack. Now, what are you doing?
Okay.
You're parrying, you're dodging.
Parrying.
Parrying, okay. Parrying is maybe -2,
All right.
but it will throw him
let's-
off if you're...
It's a parry button, so maybe the 2's in there. We can
I
check.
think so. I think it is, yeah. If it,
Yeah,
this
sure
sheet's
it
pretty
is, 'cause
automated.
It's a parry button.
So 19.
Okay.
Oh my god! So
By
close.
one.
Okay, so but this will come off your shield though.
That's true. That's
So
what shields are for.
Yep. It also means it won't trigger the bleed effect on you from these massive claws. All right, so that is actually a pretty shit roll. 15, 17 points of damage from that first claw. Then you
Okay,
wish to defend against the second one?
I do. So the shield's down to 8. Is that correct?
Your shield was 25, wasn't it?
You did 17 to it, right?
Oh, yeah, that is true. I did do a lot of damage to it. So, yeah, hits that. Then the second attack is a 19 once again. So if you want to dodge, it's 1 stamina for each additional defense going forward.
Just checking the shield just real quick.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. What was the last thing you said, Kevin?
19, it'll cost you 1 stamina to defend against this one.
I am indeed doing that.
Okay, 19 is what you need, and what are you doing? You've done your parry for the round, so you could block, I think, with the other sword.
Probably dodge.
Dodge, go ahead. You're out of luck.
Could I parry with the other sword?
You did not successfully parry, so...
Oh,
you
okay.
parried with the sword. I think you can only do 1 parry per round, though, isn't it? It's not like 1 parry per weapon.
Yeah, I'm not sure, so if you...
Let me double check here.
I can't remember. Yeah.
I thought that was the way that worked, but...
You could well be correct.
Let's see here. Defenses. Parry's -3, not -2. I thought we saw somewhere you could only parry once.
You know, it was that if you're it was, I know it comes up because of my duel that if I attack them a second time, they have to have a second weapon or they can't.
Oh, that's maybe why. So I'm not. Oh, so you could parry again if you like. It's just a -3.
I think I'm going to do that.
Okay.
All right. Let's see here.
Yeah.
Yeah, parrying with the other sword.
Go ahead. Oh, success! So you throw him off, which means
nice.
He is staggered.
Staggered?
Yeah.
What's that mean again? Do you remember, Kevin?
I do, yeah. Staggered is -2 to attacks and defenses.
Nice.
That is well spent. Okay, so you throw him off. That means a -2 to his final attack, which is his bite. His giant, massive bite with a...
And the circle too, right?
77. I've already included that.
Nice.
Nice. 75% chance of bleed with this. That is... I got a 22 with this. 20, forgive me, I forgot to include the 2 from staggered. So you need a 20 to be able to defend against this. 1 more stamina.
All right, let's see.
And then go ahead and make your defense.
All right, and so this could be whatever, right? A parry or a dodge? Or...
Yep.
I will dodge this one.
Go right ahead.
Okay.
Come on.
There we go.
There you go. All right,
the battle is started.
The second werewolf attacks you because you did set yourself in the position where they have to fight you. If you're defending against this claw, go ahead and spend 1 stamina and then choose your defense. This is only a 15 you need to defend against this.
This creature is teasing me into a parry, which I will gladly
go ahead.
Answer the invite. There we go.
It is staggered. Its next claw. This one is a 17 to defend.
I will dodge.
1 more stamina.
Okay, all right. Yep. Take that off. And I am dodging. There we go.
Nice. You duck and weave out of the way, and then
it's full Witcher dodging and sword and just a big old.
So the bite is a 26.
That's trouble.
Yeah, an exploding dice on this one. So 1 more stamina. 26. What are you defending against?
I'll be a dodge.
Okay. Come on.
I think. Let's see here. Gosh, 1 minute here. Let's see. That would be a 14. We'll do it real quick here, and that would be a 16. tough one. I will. I'll block. I'll block.
Okay. Okay.
It's a little bit better. So.
Okay.
Even though it damages the weapon.
Here we go. Come on, exploding dice. Oh, so close. So you take 19 points of damage, but your shield will absorb the first 7 or 8.
Okay.
Okay.
7.
7. Okay. So then you take 12 points of damage.
Is that right? 8. I'm sorry. You're right. It
8.
was.
Okay.
It was 8. It was 8.
Yep. So you take 11 points of damage, and then would you give us a percentile roll, please? Let's see if you are bleeding.
Okay.
Oh, and so you are bleeding, but remember to apply your armor against that 11 points of damage as well.
Yes.
And both your armor and whatever thing you... your armor takes damage as well, 1 point.
My damaged armor takes off 6.
Takes off 6, nice. So you only take 5 points of damage, but you are bleeding, so you're taking 2 per round now.
And what's the rule on the armor damage? You remember off the top of your head?
You reduce the SP by 1, I think. Or not the SP, whatever the durability is.
Yeah. The protection, right?
Maybe it's the SP. I don't know. We'll remember it got damaged once. Yeah.
I'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out afterwards. All right. So speaking of our Witcher, back to your turn. What are you doing?
I am attacking.
And remember, you can choose, just because it was really effective, you can choose to both cast a spell or cast a sign and defend if you choose. So, for instance, if you wanted to get that shield back up.
I don't think I can cast it again until it's gone.
Well, it's collapsed, right?
Oh, it is collapsed. You're right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was thinking it was. That's a good call. I think that's a no-brainer. The shield is my friend. I wasn't using that at all in the last 6 sessions. That's crazy. That's crazy. The Witcher says out loud to no one.
Hey, you've been rusty.
And cast the shield. Yeah, that's happening. And what did I put in last time? Did I put in 5?
You put in 5 last time to give yourself 25-point shield.
Definitely putting in 5. The stamina doesn't grow on trees, but you got to do what you got to do.
Yep. So, the shield's back up on you. And if you want to spend 3 stamina, take a second action if you like.
Man, that stamina is getting down there.
The stamina mechanic in this game is fucking great.
Yeah,
it's really fun.
Yeah, he looks good so far, but that's because he's got stamina. We'll see what happens when. Okay, and he's attacking. He's got to load up on that sword. He's got to score a strong strike with the.
So that my dodge for assuming you're attacking the one. They're both staggered right now. I'm assuming you're attacking the one that is burning.
Yes.
So then that is a 15 you need to hit.
Oh, come on, baby. Come on. I'm doing a torso called shot. Come on.
Called shots on these things, they're not wearing armor, really, so, you know.
Because if you hit an arm, it gets halved.
Oh, I see. Okay. There we go. Then that is... so you beat it by, I said 17. So that's a hit, not by 7, I don't think, though.
No, 5. Yeah. I think you said 15, didn't you?
15, yes. So by 5. Okay, so not by 7. So that's a hit, not a crit. Go ahead and roll damage.
First time sword. Oh, my goodness.
Is that a strong strike?
Well, there's no. I mean, the damage buttons aren't delineated for.
When you roll, the thing is, I think you're rolling. Remember, there is like an attack button that you can select as your strong strike or fast strike, and it'll do all that calculation for you from the first page.
But it doesn't do damage, though.
I think it does, because I mean, otherwise you wouldn't want. There wouldn't be a point of having the differentiation. Like you're just clicking on your skill, it looks like, as opposed to clicking on the attack button.
Oh.
Remember that they do have that like separate attack button. I think on the bottom right.
The quick weapon buttons. Is that what you're talking about, Kevin?
Yeah. Why don't you try clicking on that and see if you can select Strong Strike? Where's he?
Okay.
I may be wrong here. I'm not the one.
Because I was using under the skills. If you click on the skill, then it gives you all the choices of fast, strong, charge, joint. It's parry, block. I've been using that, and then the damage. I've been using the quick weapon buttons.
And it doesn't toggle or give you the option for Strong Strike.
It does, but damage isn't included. It only does modifiers for that Strong Strike.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when I clicked my button, it didn't ask me anything. It just straight up rolled that.
Okay, so maybe that's one thing that isn't automated on it.
I don't think that's automated. And so you just double it. I think Strong Strike is double damage, and unfortunately, I rolled minimum.
So there you go. So that's 16 or 17, 14 points of damage. And
silver.
Yes, but unfortunately, this thing is not vulnerable to silver. Minus. There we go. But that is a solid hit. Oh, and it's armor. Minus. There we go. When you hack, this thing howls in pain once again. Selena, what are you doing?
Ooh, I will throw one more knife then. Let's see.
Same injured one?
Same injured one.
Okay. Does seem... Okay. 14 is what you need to hit.
Selena's a great believer in kicking something when it's down.
Most assuredly.
Right, then I guess I will go with a...
Oh, it's rolled damage.
Okay, because that was the quick weapon button. Okay, so let me just go with the ordinary base roll. I will do -3 for a super strong, and let's see, 14.
And that is precisely what you needed to hit, I think. So go ahead and roll damage. And we'll double damage. Nice! 18 points of damage. Holy shit.
No, that's just...
oh, that is doubled.
2d6. That is doubled already.
Got it. Okay, so that is then, unfortunately, sticks into it. It seems a lot less effective when you don't hit it in its eye.
Ooh.
Okay. Then, Sindaith, what are you doing?
Burn, baby, burn.
Let me make it. I'll tell you what you need for a successful. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, I fumbled again. Fucking hell.
Yay.
You need a 3 to hit me. So this time we'll take your roll for damage. You toss this fireball at this thing, and it knocks it actually back, and it tumbles and falls like a broken heap, seemingly dead.
Seemingly.
I love Kevin.
Then Sindaith, you could spend 3 stamina and take another action if you like.
Let's see, 3 stamina. I can't remember. Can I cast 2 spells if I spend the 3 stamina?
Yep.
Okay, I
think
remember.
so. I
could be 30. I think so too. Like I said, it's been a minute.
Yeah, it's the stamina is the game is the balancing factor here, just because.
Right. Yeah. Let's see, another 4, so that, and let's go quickly. Go.
Okay. Oh, I got to roll. Dodge this guy. Ooh, this is actually pretty good. You need a 20 to hit me. 18. 18. You staggered. Oh, hit again. So 16 points of damage.
And now are you on fire? Yep.
He is on fire. This thing is not pleased with you. Then it is Werewolf's time. Verzium, go ahead and give us whatever defense you're giving against his... He's going to start with the bite this time. Wow, he wants to get you bleeding. And you need to beat a 17.
The staggered is just a 1-round thing, right?
Yeah, the start of his round, he recovers from it.
Yep. He'll parry.
Yeah, beginning of your next turn is when you recover from it.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, nice.
Got it.
You batter his face. While the silver sword may not have been terribly effective, it is proving quite effective. at keeping these things off bay.
Yeah.
You really rattled its dome with this, so then it lashes out with a claw. If you wanted to defend, 1 more stamina. You need to beat my 21 with the claw. 19 with the staggered.
I am going to dodge.
Go ahead. There we go. 19 is what you need.
Oh, not quite.
Okay. That's why we have shields.
Yes.
So you take 14, 16 points of damage. Those huge tearing claws ring on your shield.
9 left.
9
9
left.
left on the shield.
And then its second claw, and 1 more stamina if you want to defend.
Yeah.
This one is a 25 to defend.
I'll block.
Okay. Come on, big money, big money.
Oh, come on.
My goodness.
What did I say, 21 or 25?
25.
Oh, no!
You said 25.
Okay. That is then, let's see if I roll. I didn't roll very good for damage, though. That is 11 points of damage.
Okay, so I just take 2. Shields down.
And your armor will protect you from that.
Oh, good call. And that takes 1 more point of damage. Right.
Yeah.
Got it.
Once again, grateful for your Gambason. That is the end of the werewolf's turn. Where is he and what are you doing? Oh, you're bleeding right now, aren't you? Take 2 points of damage.
Okay. So if I take any damage, I was bleeding. Is that how that?
Actually, you should take 4. No, but you were bleeding from before. Take 4 off. We forgot at the start of last turn.
Okay. So I am.
What are you doing?
I think. Can I drop my silver sword? So
Yep.
last turn, so I got it with the silver, and with all the Witcher anticipation, because Witchers enjoy the whole
You'd see
oils and
smoke and
effects.
steam coming up and this thing cut through. But it did not work on this.
And he's like, he has just enough time for an eye roll of God damn it, kind of a. So he drops his silver sword,
Yeah.
Draws his cavalry,
Okay.
his other cavalry sword, and then so that's 1 action, I think,
Yep,
right?
that's correct. Yep.
And then he'll spend the stamina, unfortunately, to attack.
Go ahead.
Attack.
And is it a strong strike or a fast strike?
This will be a joint attack. His typical Viper.
Typical thing. Okay, so then the first one is like a 40. I had a huge exploding dice on it.
Okay.
But see, the follow-up one is a 16. So 40 and a 16. Go ahead and make your attack.
Filling out the questionnaire. Which is particularly with that joint attack, it's a serious question.
Well, you want to be able to survive an audit from your attack. So,
but the good news is you just do it once and it's all good. Like,
do you have any
covered,
receipts for your paired weapons?
Right. Exactly.
Come on. So 40 and 16. Oh, so
There we
close to that
go.
first one, but solid hit in the second one, though. So the first
God.
one, you can't believe it got out of the way from you. This thing must be like a horrific combatant. But you follow through in the second one. That is a hit. Roll damage from your second weapon. That is nice hit. Look at this. So that is... oh, you know what? I forgot to do the burning damage as well. So let me add that on here. So 25 minus its armor is... There we go. Although it regenerated too, so hold on.
Right.
Robin Peter to pay Paul here. All right, and there's a bleed chance with that. Give us a percentile roll.
Come on.
With that cavalry soldier saber.
Right.
Yes, beautiful. It's also
Nice.
bleeding. So, and this was your plan to wear this thing down as it's been doing to you. All right,
Yep.
Selena, you're up next. What are you doing?
Can I try and sneak around behind?
Yeah, absolutely. I think give us an athletics check to maneuver yourself over there.
Okay, so I'll be getting my stiletto ready.
Okay.
Oh, it's a reposition cancel, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, easy. So what do we see as you nimbly tumble behind this thing?
Yep, so when I see he lashes out at Awurzium, I take the opportunity to just scuttle off to the side.
Okay.
And come right up behind, slipping the stiletto into my right hand.
Okay, and then if you spend 3 stamina, if you want to take a second action.
Okay, let's do that. 3 stamina. And where's my small blades?
Now, I don't think... here, let me tell you. Let's see if it's aware of it. You're not going to take a second action here. It's awareness 10. Awareness is an intelligence skill, right?
It is, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so then it'll be a 20. Give us a stealth check. 20, it has no idea you're behind you, and it cannot defend then. Let's give us a stealth check at 20.
Come on.
I will use 2 luck.
Okay. You are in the last 11 minutes of the session if that affects your decision.
Oh, well, let's do +4.
Burn it, baby.
I'll do +4
Okay.
luck on that.
Let's save him 4 for the attack, I'm assuming. Okay, so went. Oh, yeah, I think you put the plus number in. Just put 4.
Oh, God, yeah, that's
but hold
what
on,
it
let's
was.
just see if you're...
23.
That is a... yeah, 23. You're good. So it has no idea you're there. Just go ahead and make the attack roll. It'll be against a 10, and then we'll count anything over the 10 for crit purposes.
Okay, and I'll do that, and I'll add... Well, I put 4 on there, so I'll put another 3 on top of it.
Okay. There we go. Remember, don't put the plus sign in, just the number. And go ahead, make your attack. Let's see that 27 up there, another deadly. Oh, 30! Holy shit! Oh my god. That's 2 deadly strikes. So go ahead and roll damage for each of those, and that'll be plus 10 damage to each.
Right. Oh yeah, I can use the button.
So 13 damage.
Oh,
And 11 damage?
That's not what you want.
No, but you got 2 deadly criticals on him. So give us 2 rolls of 2d6, please. There they are. All right, so first one. Dismembered arm. The blow renders your arm from your body. Is beyond repair. So the first one, I think what we'll say is you stab in and twist, and you just rip out the controlling tendons on his arm. His right arm just falls completely limp. Go ahead and roll your second one. He's also bleeding.
Same again. Went for the other arm, I guess.
Yeah, both arms. Selena goes in. This is why you don't fuck with this little girl. One quick thing, and then two slashes, and both of its arms fall limp. There's a look of confusion and pain on this thing's face as both of its arms fall down. Then it is... I don't know. Can you bleed from multiple injuries? Let's say you can, and I'll look it up between sessions, because that is 6 this thing is losing per turn from bleeding wounds. Sindaith, you're up next. What are you doing?
Alrighty then. Try to burn this one down.
Okay. Oh yeah, roll the dodge for it. Pretty well. 20 is what you need for spellcasting. Oh my god. We'll just count as max damage once again. Go ahead and roll chance for... Or it's already on fire, so yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so... And that is... there we go. Holy smokes. You could spend 3 stamina and take another action if you like.
I'm going to hold off on that.
Okay. It is this thing's turn. So, 11 points of damage because of bleeding and burning. Regenerates 5. Leaves a net of -6. and its arms have been rendered useless by our backstabbing rogue, which means it can only bite. Now, the question is who does it bite? Would Selena and Werzium each give us a roll and add your luck stat to it? So it's, I think, 1d10 plus 7 for Werzium, 1d10 plus 8 for Selena. Whoever rolls lowest will get the attack.
A 1d10 plus.
Well, we're adding our stack. Adding our
adding your
luck,
stat.
right?
Yeah, whoever's adding your luck stat. Okay, so that is Selena's luck here. So Werzium, it's still going for you. Go ahead and choose your defense if you'd like. This one's free. You need to beat my 17.
I will dodge.
Okay, go ahead. Come on.
Yeah,
There you go. And it staggers forward. Hi. And a banana says hi. That is all it can do for the round. It has no useful arms anymore. Werzium, we are back to you. What are you doing?
Joint attack.
Okay.
Oh, and you know what? I always forget this. I need to put in +3 every time, because for joint attack it always subtracts -3 because it doesn't take Viper School into account.
Oh yes, yeah.
So I got to put 3 in there every time, and I that is a tough thing to remember for me.
Okay.
It shouldn't be by now, but
So that is a 17 for the first defense and 16 for the second defense.
All right, torso called shots. Oh God, I just messed it up. Hang on, questionnaire. Hang on.
Okay.
Hang on. I had a questionnaire error. Hang on. Officer, can I have another form? I screwed up this form. If there's any chance. My bad.
Bring out the soft pillows.
Seriously.
Okay, so 16, that is a hit. Sorry, 17 for the first one. 16 for the second one is a crit. You beat it by
Nice.
9, which means a simple crit +3 to damage for the second one. So go ahead and roll damage for the first one.
Damage to the first one coming up.
That is 21. Wow. So that you hack across its left leg, knocking it down to its knees, and then go ahead and roll its damage for the second one. Schwack. Its head is removed. And as you look over to assess the surroundings, you can see that the other has returned back to the form of one of those painted, primitive warriors that Selena saw dancing around the fire.
Oh, good-o.
So, with that, guys, we bring our session to a close. Let's quickly talk about XP, and then we will pick up. You will be able to salvage stuff from these the bodies of these fallen werewolves at the start of next session, and then determine what you wish to do next. Because Selena, you realize that you have an audience for this. There are ravens atop every one of the surrounding buildings watching the events here. Now, today was a pretty eventful session, guys. I think we're going to go with 8 IP for today.
Ooh.
Nice.
So, yes, you grab that, and that's back on your back once again. So
Can't forget that.
definitely not.
That
All
would be
right.
depressing.
So well done, guys. First werewolves, and that was a pretty tough fight. You guys did a really good job against them.
Yeah, I mean, I think between, The Witcher did not do a lot of, wasn't particularly effective in the first couple rounds, and Sindaith was extremely effective, and then Selena got crazy.
Yeah.
Like in the middle rounds, all the while, while Witcher soaked up attacks. While Witcher was
like
there for
the Witcher soaking up the hits. It's a thing that you can do that really no one else can.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's a really valuable
And
role.
that shield sign.
Shield, between the shield and his dodging and parrying, is pretty solid. And then once the Witcher starts dealing out damage, he deals it out in big lumps. I mean, that's his standard.
Yeah.
20-something is kind of his standard. Like he's just thumping away once he gets going.
Well, in some of these games, like it's the tension in combat comes from like the attrition of hit points. In here, it's clearly stamina.
Yeah.
Right, like that's a real factor of deciding how you're gonna. Will, I noticed that you were really reluctant to just dive in and blow that extra one just in case.
Yeah, because
the Witcher was right there with you at that point.
Yeah, well, see, and I was watching you for your health because I wanted to hold some back in case I need to cast heal on you.
Oh yeah, nice.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, and that what do you call it? And you would have lost 2 more points of damage towards the start of your round because of bleeding. Speaking of which.
Oh yeah.
So I'll have to start with. Here, let's put that in. So here, Werzium.
I took it off too. 2 points. I took it off my.
We'll need. I'm assuming Dr. Greyback will be back next session. He's going to want to make a first aid check to stop you from bleeding.
Gotcha.
So for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for Chapter 4 of the Season of Ravens arc of our ongoing Witcher campaign. As is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, the campaign, or the game we're playing, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section below, and we'll endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. In addition, there is a link down below to the Dungeon Musings Discord server, where we have channels dedicated to this game, this campaign, and every other campaign we run on the channel, as well as a bunch of other great channels like finding a group, like selecting between virtual tabletops, and just good general discussion as well. You're more than welcome to join us over there. There's also a link down below to our friends at Noble Knight Games, and starting today, there is a new discount code for you. Noble Knight Games is the preeminent retailer of hard-to-find and out-of-print games that we have in North America. They also provide, have on offer a bunch of new games for board games, card games, and role-playing games, but I particularly like their out-of-print catalog. And if they don't have in stock something you're looking for, you can often put it on a want list, and they'll let you know when they have it in. If you are purchasing something for $10 or more through Noble Knight Games, I will say Noble Knight is a source, for instance, from which I got the Legend of the Five Rings books for our stalwart players in our Five Rings campaign. Brand new copies that we secured from them, which I have not mailed yet because I was really fucking busy at work this week. But they have great. I have filled many of my collections with theirs, particularly AD&D Second Edition, Hero System Third, Hero System Fourth, Hero System Fourth, Hero System Fifth. And if you purchase $10 or more through there, enter the code Musings. It's listed down below, and you'll save yourself 10% on your purchase. There's also a link down below to something called Heroes Save Villages. That's the charity fundraising campaign we run on the channel that benefits the SOS Children's Villages International Charity, a really great organization active in over 130 countries, including ongoing relief efforts in the Ukraine and surrounding countries, providing relief efforts for over 80,000 orphan and abandoned children. For all donations that go through that link go directly to SOS Children's Villages International. None of it comes to the channel or any other middleman. It just goes to help out the kids who benefit from their services. And as a small way of saying thank you, we will be having a couple of ways. One of them is for every $25 Canadian that you donate, you'll get one chance to win the grand prize or one of the other great prizes in our next charity raffle in December of 2022. You can find the prizes that were awarded last time if you head over to the Dungeon Musings Discord server to the Charity Initiatives channel. You can see all the prizes that were given away. And if you have donated since June 15, 2022, head on over to the Charity Initiatives channel on the Dungeon Musings Discord server and cast your vote for our next charity session, which I believe is it's like September 6th or 4th. I don't know. One of the early days in September. It's listed on there. But our game is going to be Eden Studios' classic zombie apocalypse RPG, All Flesh Must Be Eaten. And donors will be able to vote on what genre we're playing in, and then next week or this coming Sunday, voting will open for what setting within that genre. The genres on offer include things like fantasy and sci-fi and kung fu and old west and modern day and pulp action. So lots of great genres to pick from. Once that voting is closed on Sunday, we'll switch over to figure out what setting we're playing within that. And then the following week, donors will be able to vote for what heroes, what kind of, whether we're playing, like normal people, whether we're playing more epic type characters, with this, we're hoping that the donors will help us dictate precisely precisely the tone for this session. And then when we play, we have a stalwart group of heroes who will be jumping in. And as PCs shuffle off this mortal coil and then begin shuffling once again, they will be replaced with other characters. So we'll be playing, a whole host of characters for people to play from. We expect a pretty high body count, both for the zombie hordes and for the player characters, but it should prove to be a lot of fun. I don't think I've ever actually run All Flesh Must Be Eaten, but I was pretty obsessed with it in the early 2000s. So it was just part of that early, zombie phase. So, and again, all donations that go in, not only every $25 gives you a chance to win the great prize, all of it goes directly to help the kids who benefit from SOS Children's Villages International's activities. So it's all the money goes to help out some kids, and you get to make life unpleasant for a bunch of zombie survival folks. The last thing I will say is a huge thank you to our stalwart players. So Sean, James, and Will, thank you so much for joining me back in the Northern Kingdoms. Congratulations on downing your first 2 werewolves. I'm sure they're going to be the last ones you'll see in this campaign.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So then, for those listening at home, we hope that we gave you a few hours to take your mind off the troubles of our world and think about the troubles that our heroes are encountering on their way to their job in the Duchy of Rava. And until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.